Today we're going to be talking about free agents. So this one, it's a good topic to talk about because this free agency, I feel like it's going to be you either get ripped off or it's a good deal. It's kind of mostly what most free agency is about. But this one, it's kind of hard for a team. So it's a good off season for a lot of teams because it's players for this free agency who are in their early 30s, they're at the edge of their prime, and some of them might be going down. And a lot of these players want a huge contract. So it's hard to say what's going to happen this off season. And yeah, so we've seen a couple of moves already, and it's been really slow. And I think it's a lot of players who are probably going to be about past their primes, and it's hard for what teams want to do. And it's also good for teams that are kind of bad can get players who are decent because I feel like it's anybody's ball game except for a couple teams. Like the Marlins, they're not going to get anybody yet. It's just and they're already shopping Starlin Castro. If you've not seen my video about the Marlins, check that out. And so yeah, we're going to be talking about free agency. If you do like this video, leave a like and subscribe. So yeah, we're going to be talking about free agency and so mostly the top free agents that are currently still free agents and where they're going to go. So our first one is going to be Yu Darvish. So Yu Darvish, he's 31 and he's a pitcher. And he played for the Dodgers. He choked in the World Series, but is still pretty good, I think. So the teams that are interested in him are the Yankees and the Cubs and the Twins. I think that's his top ones that he wants to go to. So, and the Astros, I think, are looking at him. So I feel like he's a guy who wants to be on the top of the rotation. And I feel like I'm not trying to be favorites because my favorite team is the Twins. So I don't want to be favorites, but I think he's going to go to the Twins. And why I say this is, the Twins, they don't have much for pitching. Their bullpen needs some work. I mean, a lot of work. I mean, it's kind of a disaster. And they need more starting pitching. Irvin Santana is a good ace, so I think that'd be good. And Jose Barrios has a lot of potential, and he had a pretty good season. So I think getting another good starting pitcher would help, because Kyle Gibson, he could start doing well. He's sometimes on and off. So I think getting him, and also Adalberto Mejia, who's got some potential, I think getting Yu Darvish would be really good. And so our next one is going to be JD Martinez. And I think he was going to go to the Red Sox, and I think he still can. But the problem is the Red Sox just got Mitch Moreland. And I think that kind of hurt him because he wanted to go to the Red Sox. But JD Martinez, he's 30, he's in his prime, and he'll probably be in his prime for about 2 more years. So, a team that needs a power bat could use him. So, interesting teams are the D-backs, but I don't think the D-backs can afford him. The Red Sox and the Cardinals. I think he can still go to the Red Sox, and the Red Sox could pay luxury tax because the Red Sox have a lot of money. So my prediction, he'll go to the Red Sox. So yeah, next one is Jake Arrieta, and this one, Jake Arrieta has done a lot of success these last couple of years. So I think whoever gets him might be ripped off because I don't think Arrieta will do as good as he has in these last 2 years. So the Brewers and the Cardinals, and I think the Cubs might want to get him, but I don't think the Cubs can afford him. I think they could afford him, but I don't think they really want him anymore. So I think for him, the Cardinals and the Brewers are probably his top ones, but I don't think he wants to go to the Brewers because the Brewers don't really have much pitching. And I think he wants to go on a team that doesn't have much pitching, and that makes sense. But the Brewers they have a weird process on how they play. So I think he'll go to the Cardinals. I think going to the Cardinals would help him because the Cardinals need depth because they've lost a lot of pitchers these last couple years. So I think he'll go to the Cardinals, which will help him. So yeah. Next one is Eric Hosmer. Hosmer's 28, and he's still pretty good. I think for Hosmer, I feel like, so he wants about $100 million. So it's hard for who he goes to, and he's on the Royals, and yeah, so he's a free agent. He's played for the Royals, and I don't think he wants to stay in Kansas City, but I feel like he does. But the Padres want him. The Red Sox, I think, maybe want them. So, yeah, I think Hosmer, I feel like he's kind of expensive. So, I think he'll stay in Kansas City. I don't really know that one too well. So, yeah. So, our next one is Mike Moustakas. He's 29. And he might start to enter his prime. He's been really good, but I think he's going to start being, like, insanely good. And I don't think he wants to go to the Royals. I think he wants to move on with his team. And I think the Yankees might want him, and I think that's kind of stupid because, of course, the Yankees want more. And, yeah, since they got Stanton. But I think the Yankees will pay more luxury tax, and they'll sign Mike Moustakas because I don't think they want Todd Frazier as their starting third baseman. So, yeah. So our next one is going to be Greg Holland, and he was the closer for the Rockies. He was kind of down, but then he came back because he was healthy. So I think he'll re-sign with the Rockies because the Rockies need more depth in pitching. They just got Wade Davis and Brian Shaw, sorry. So I think getting re-signing Greg Holland is, I think, what they're planning to do. So, yeah. Jay Bruce, that one, I think getting Jay Bruce would help for a lot of teams because he's more of a guy who gets traded and signs with a lot of teams. So, Rangers, Phillies, Mets, and Giants. So I think the Phillies got Carlos Santana, which helped them a lot because a lot of players want to play with Carlos Santana. So, yeah, I think he'll go to the Phillies. I feel like him in the Phillies jersey just makes sense. So, yeah. Lorenzo Cain, he's kind of down this year, and I think that will stay. Or he'll stay really good. And I think he might not want to stay with the Royals. The Royals might tank, which means they might need to just rebuild. And Lorenzo Cain, I think the Giants need a center fielder, and I think he'll go to the Giants. So, yeah. And then our next one is Lance Lynn. So, he's 31, and he's kind of, he's decent, but these last 2 years he was good, but he's getting back from Tommy John surgery. So the Cardinals want to re-sign him, but I don't think he wants to stay with the Cardinals. The Cubs, Rangers, Blue Jays, Yankees, and Orioles. So I think going to the Rangers, because he kind of has been used to being an ace, and the Royals have no pitching. So I think he wants to be one of the top aces. So I think he'll go to the Rangers. So, yeah. Alex Cobb. So Cobb has been injury prone. He had some facial injuries because he got hit in the face with a ball. And he's had Tommy John surgery. So, yeah, which means he had elbow surgery. So, the Brewers and the Cubs, I think, are looking at him. And I don't think he wants to go to the Brewers. Like I said, the Brewers, I think that's just a plain team. So I think he'll go to the Cubs. So, yeah. That's mostly it for teams. I really got not much to say about that, but yeah. So that's mostly it on free agency. I'm still trying to look. Eduardo Nunez, he's pretty good teams for playoffs who need depth. Nunez, I think, will just stay with the Red Sox. So, yeah. So yeah, so I think that's mostly it for free agency. Hope you all enjoyed this video. If you do, remember to like and subscribe to this video. Yeah, so I'm thinking of just doing full time on MLB, so yeah. I seem to get more views on it, so yeah, free agency is kind of weird. It's just kind of, yeah, I mean, I feel like it's more trading for players this year because, you know, it's I don't know, but yeah, hope you all enjoy this video. If you do, remember to like and subscribe, and yeah, see you guys later in the next video. Goodbye.